Okay, picture this. You're Sarah, a first-year English literature student, and you're just staring at a blinking cursor on a totally blank screen. The leap from high school book reports to rigorous university-level writing? Well, it can feel a bit like trying to scale a mountain without a map. But don't sweat it, because you are definitely in the right place. Welcome to this workshop explainer. I'm going to be acting as your senior academic writing tutor today. Together, we're going to bridge that gap and literally transform your approach to essay writing from the ground up.
So let's quickly run through the syllabus for our explainer today. We're covering 6 main steps. 1. Setting your writing mission. 2. Pre-writing and narrowing the focus. 3. Structural mastery and expansion. 4. Mastering specific essay genres. 5. Academic integrity and style. And finally, 6. The final polished checklist.
All right, diving right in with step 1, setting your writing mission and identifying your primary reader.
So before you literally type a single word of your actual essay, we really need to step back. Because if you don't have a target audience in mind, you're basically just throwing words into the void. Writing Center surveys actually show that a huge number of first-year students struggle precisely because they have no clue who they're writing for. Antioch University highlights this absolutely brilliant piece of advice from the legendary author John Steinbeck. He said it helps to pick out one person, a real person you know, or even an imagined person, and just write directly to them. So, Sarah, instead of writing for some invisible, intimidating grading committee, I want you to imagine writing specifically to someone who desperately needs to hear your ideas.
Let's get practical here. You've got to answer 3 crucial questions. First, who is this one specific person? Second, what exactly do you want to say to them about your topic? And third, and honestly, this is the most important one, why does that person need this gift of knowledge? When you answer these, you're drafting a clear mission statement that completely shifts your mindset. You're not just doing homework anymore, you are delivering something of genuine value. Once you've got that mission locked in, you need to synthesize the whole thing into a direction statement. Think of this as your essay's elevator pitch. In as few words as possible, state the exact point or purpose of your writing. A really great direction statement names the core mystery that your essay is going to solve. And hey, everyone loves a good mystery, right? If you frame your academic topic as a fascinating question demanding an answer, your reader is definitely going to stick around to find out what it is. Moving right along to step 2, pre-writing. This is the blueprint stage where we narrow the focus.
This is where we take a massive, intimidating subject and chisel it down into a sharp academic topic. Because let's face it, if your topic is too broad, finding specific research is basically impossible. Now, a fantastic way to narrow your focus is a technique called clustering or mind mapping. It's like a giant puzzle. You just put your broad subject right in the center of a page, circle it, and then visually draw lines out to related ideas as they randomly pop into your head. It creates this cool visual web so you can instantly see how different concepts fit together. Before you know it, that massive topic breaks down into specific, manageable clusters that actually point you in the direction your paper needs to go.
Now, the University of Kansas actually points out a few other rapid-fire pre-writing strategies. Take free writing, for example. This is where you set a timer and just write non-stop in full sentences. You don't let yourself edit, you don't hit backspace. It forces your brain to bypass that harsh inner critic and just dump raw information onto the page. Whether you go with clustering, free writing, listing, or even asking the classic 6 journalists questions, who, what, where, when, why, and how, the goal is always the exact same. Shake those ideas loose and narrow your focus down to a razor-sharp point.
Okay, step 3, structural mastery and expansion. Let's build the scaffolding.
We've got our blueprints, so now we actually have to erect the scaffolding of the essay itself. The absolute key here is understanding the difference between your thesis statement and your topic sentences. Think of them as the load-bearing walls of your essay, but they have totally different jobs. A topic sentence is highly paragraph-specific. It tells the reader exactly what that single paragraph is about. But your thesis statement, that's the keystone of the entire arch. It's way broader, and it expresses the controlling idea, the main argument for the entire essay. I absolutely love this example from our Writing Essays with Ease textbook. It perfectly breaks down the anatomy of a standard single paragraph about books. Just look at the structure here. It kicks off with a super clear topic sentence, right? Then it follows up with 3 distinct supporting sentences that give us the meaty details, and it neatly wraps up with a concluding sentence. It's a perfectly self-contained little unit of thought. And right here is where the magic of structural expansion happens. Watch how that single paragraph we just talked about literally blossoms into a full multi-paragraph essay. That original topic sentence basically becomes your overarching thesis, and each of those 3 brief supporting sentences, they expand out to become their own fully developed body paragraphs, each complete with brand new topic sentences and fresh evidence. This is the ultimate secret to scaling up your writing.
The microstructure of a good paragraph naturally mirrors the macrostructure of a great essay.
Step 4. Mastering specific essay genres. Let's check out the architecture.
Naturally, depending on what your professor actually assigned, this foundational structure has to adapt. Let's quickly look at 3 major genres you're going to encounter in English Lit and beyond. First up, the descriptive essay. Your goal here is translation, taking your 5 senses and translating them into words so the reader can vividly picture a person, place, or event. Next, we have the argumentative essay. Here, your goal is straight-up persuasion. You maintain a central position, using reasoned claims and solid evidence. You also usually need a refutation paragraph to politely explain to the opposing side exactly why they're wrong. And finally, the response paper or biography. Now, this isn't just a basic summary. It demands that you synthesize the intellectual work of other authors and weave their texts into your own unified account.
On to step 5, academic integrity and style. We're looking at the facade. Your structure is solid, but now we have to talk about how your essay actually presents itself to the world. So Sarah, as you're drafting this, you've got to remember that university writing demands a massive shift in your tone and style. You're officially leaving high school habits behind. Informal writing is subjective, it's casual, and it's full of random observations or slang. Formal academic style is a whole different ballgame. It's built on impersonal objectivity. It requires you to use full words, so absolutely no contractions in your final paper. And it relies on complex, varied sentence structures. You are stepping into an elevated scholarly conversation, and your language literally has to sound the part.
And finally, step 6, the final polish checklist. It's time for the inspection.
Do not even think about hitting submit on that assignment until you complete the final inspection. Seriously, use this specific checklist for every single paper. First, read it through for overall coherence. Does the logic actually flow naturally from paragraph A to paragraph B? Second, scrutinize your transition words. They need to seamlessly connect your paragraphs and smoothly guide the reader's mind. Third, verify all of your supporting evidence and make sure those citations are totally flawless. And lastly, clean up those pesky grammatical pitfalls. Check your article usage and your punctuation. Trust me, a brilliantly researched argument can be totally wrecked by a couple of misplaced commas that leave your reader confused.
So Sarah, and to all of our focused learners out there watching this explainer, you are now armed with a complete, incredibly practical blueprint for academic writing. From defining your specific reader, mapping out those early ideas, expanding your course structure, all the way to executing that final polish, you've got the exact tools to nail this. So I'm going to leave you with this one thought to ponder. Looking at your current syllabus, what core mystery are you going to solve for your reader in your very next paper?